There are smartphones, smart watches, smart TVs, and more, so why not have a smart wall clock adorning the walls of your abode? While our smartphones do tell the time, and we have found a way to bring smart watches to life, wall clocks are one of the few things in our homes that have yet to be smartified. Glance Clock here changes that. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and the Glance Clock here adds smart functionality to your ordinary run-of-the-mill wall clock. With Glance, you can not only see the time, but you can also get alerts, messages, weather information, and a lot more. We'll dig into what it does, how well it works, but first a heads up that if you end up liking this video and find it helpful, please hit that like button and give us a sub, since it does help us keep making more videos that we hope everyone out there can watch and enjoy. The Glance Clock helps you manage your busy daily routine. This smart wall clock with its minimalist design can display the current time and notify you of important information at a glance. The clock syncs with its own app on your phone via Bluetooth, and your phone pushes new data to the Glance Clock when it's available. You can choose exactly what to send to the clock. Glance Clock can alert you to important meetings, daily weather forecasts, and it can give you a snapshot of your fitness data too if you want. Glance Clock has a full-color LED display hidden under a nice fabric wrap on top of an aluminum frame. The LED display is bright and colorful, and the displayed data is easily visible from a distance. The Glance Clock also has audible alerts for calls and other notifications. Setting the Glance Clock up is really easy. All you need to do is download the Glance app and allow your favorite apps to sync with the device, and you're basically good to go. The Glance Clock app is available for both iOS and Android devices, and it's the primary way to control and set up and manipulate the clock here. Glance Clock has some features and different skills you can add to the clock. In truth, though, the choice of basic skills is quite limited. You can add a date and the digital time display, calendar appointments, weather, and timer and alarm functions. That's about it, unless you want to get into adding your own skills by using IFTTT. All right, a quick sidebar here on IFTTT. The acronym stands for If This, Then That, and simply put, it translates to if I do this, whatever your choice of activity is, then that, your selected result, happens automatically. IFTTT can also be pronounced IFT, and it's actually a website or an app where you will go to create what's called recipes or applets. It's pretty simple to link services and create automated options like, if the temperature drops below 0, then turn up my Nest thermostat 3 degrees. If there's a flight deal to a certain city, then notify me on email. And even one of my favorites, if the current weather condition changes to rain, then change my Philips Hue light bulbs to blue. Possibilities are quite literally endless, and while you can create your own custom recipes, you can also browse and use the recipes that others have made on the IFT website too. Now with the Glance Clock here, you'll go to your IFTTT app or website, search for the Glance Clock, and then see what other options you can add. I found one that gave me an alert anytime the International Space Station passes over, and also another one for the clock to alert me when someone rings my video doorbell. Now I have to say, I found creating the applets and using other people's applets to display on the Glance Clock seemed to work really well, but I have to say they weren't quite as responsive as I thought. For example, with the Ring video doorbell example, when someone would ring the doorbell, I'd get an alert on the clock about 45 minutes later. The clock is obviously very easy to use. You look at it and you can see the information clearly. What wasn't clear to me though was what the different bars, rings, and colors signified. I searched the company website for an explanation, but nothing came up. I reached out to tech support for Glance, which actually, by the way, is pretty great. The Glance team, I'm told, is working on a knowledge database that's going to have all the descriptions of what all the lights mean. However, for right now, if you need clarification, you're supposed to send an email inquiry to support. That is kind of silly, even as helpful as they've been. Here's what I know so far about what the Glance Clock display means. When it comes to temperature, you'll see blue and red spread out around the face. It matches up to the hour when the temperature is expected to warm or cool. More blue bars means colder, more red, it's getting progressively warmer. If you see blue blocks, that's a calendar appointment at that specific hour. Sometimes the forecast will animate according to the weather, but some other rings and lights were just a mystery. What I do know, I've posted in detail on the blog as well. On to battery life and charging. The Glance Clock can be used plugged into AC power or wirelessly on battery power. I certainly didn't like the looks of the fat USB cable hanging down from my ultra-modern clock here, so I definitely wanted to use it wirelessly. On a full charge, you'll get about 2 days of battery life, and the app will send you an alert when it starts to die. But this too is not ideal. Having to put up and take a clock down again every 48 hours is kind of tedious. And then of course you can't really see the clock so well when it's off the wall charging unless you happen to have a plug nearby. In all, I wasn't completely satisfied with either the wired or the wireless option. I'm the person who still has 3 or 4 clocks in my house. I like to be on time, so I like having the time displayed at a glance. I love the idea of having more information available on the clock. The date, for example, is handy. I'm forever forgetting it, so it's nice to be able to have it displayed on the clock face. If there are any downsides to the glance clock, it's the ugly power cord and the short wireless battery life. I just wish there was a better option or a longer lasting wireless solution. I also think not having a glossary or a clear explanation online for folks to be able to interpret the data or the lights is a bit of an oversight. That's the kind of stuff that, to me, you should have ready before you launch. If you consider glance clock here to be a fun piece of techie type art, then this gadget might just be for you. If you own a cheap IKEA clock or don't have one at all, then this device is probably not right for you. Glance clock sells for about $200 from Glance's website, and that is a lot considering you can get the time from any number of other devices in your house, and you can get your notifications from your phone. If you want to read more about it, head over to techgadgetscanada.com. I've posted a full blog there, and you can ask any questions you have either there on the blog or, as always, here on the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it and found it helpful, please hit that like button and give us a sub, since it does help us keep making more videos that we hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. I'm Erin. Until next time, find me on Twitter or Instagram at ErinLYYC. You can also hit me up on Facebook at facebook.com/techgadgetscanada.